What does this school, and this school all have in common? Besides being private, they have tuitions of above $30,000, with Wolcott College Prep just under $50,000. Is it worth it? That's not for me to say. But in today's video, with the information I provide for you and your family, you guys can all decide if you need to sell that kidney or not. Here's the top 10 private schools in Chicago. Well, listen, I used a third-party source, niche.com. It's a very popular website that a lot of parents, anxious parents, use to try to determine which school their child should go to. So they have a methodology here, and I've got it here for you to take a look at. I'll give you the website for you to look more deeper. But they had a top 10, and actually I have a bonus 11. Please stay till the end of the video to watch that bonus 11th. And I'm going to do a top 10 style from 10 down to 1. There are reviews within niche.com that you can take a look at. I'm going to also go kind of a little in depth on the website and some of the programs that these schools provide, along with any type of resources such as a Facebook. I found just like with communities, when you're trying to hunt for a neighborhood to live in, you go to the community groups on Facebook, and there are some specific ones, some schools that I've been able to find that have parents groups where you can find more information. Number 10 are these, the top 10 private schools in Chicago. Wolcott Prep, I mentioned it in the beginning of this video, $49,000, just under $50,000. That includes fees, if that's any consolation. The college prep and of Wolcott, located, it is just north of Grand. You'll see this location here, and the property I decided to highlight is a beautiful brick home on Ohio, which happens to be in the Ukrainian Village, a little north of there, and you can see the prices there. Also plenty of condos, but this is a beautiful, just under $1 million, $975,000. The one unique thing about this college prep is they actually have a chat feature. So you can message, it says it's parents, so of course I'm going to take their word for it, but that's a kind of maybe a soft way of, very similar to my website, I have a chat feature on there, kind of a soft way to just get some information as a perspective, a parent of a child, going to school. And it, speaking of the school, it has, let me, 9 to 12. So this is actually also one of the few, there was about 3 or 4 here. This is only high school. So high school prep for college prep for just high school, 9 through 12. World Academy, pre-K through 12th grade. We have 28,000 through 38. And of course there's fees associated with that. This is on water, and so there's not really immediate housing per se. East of there's Lake Shore East. It is a upscale neighborhood, and this is very condo-centric. So this is one of the first condo. Of course, there's condos in just about every other school area that I've mentioned, but this is more condo-centric. And you're going to notice here in this particular home that I've highlighted is on Lake Shore, popular 474 Lake Shore building, very close to Navy Pier. So you're going to be in a tourist-centric area, $1,400 just for the assessment. Of course, you do get pool and amenities associated with that. So that is the property I want to highlight. You can see some of the really gorgeous pictures. But yeah, the Gem School, World Gem School, is again pre-K through 12. Our artistic-centric school, it's the Chicago Academy for the Arts in the River West East Village. It's more River West neighborhood over on Chicago. Base tuition $33K. So they have very specific requirements there. Again, of course, folks, start with the website. You want to start with the website. Check out the information there. Attend the open houses. Look on Facebook, type in Chicago. I couldn't find a particular site, but you can, any of those neighborhoods, if you want to look, join like a East Village, Ukrainian Village, and then just comment. Again, if you got any other questions, specific questions on the community groups, just comment below. So again, more artistic. It may not be a fit for your child. And for real estate, it's a property here on Superior, a little bit more manageable price point, $750. Traditional frame. It says it's a cottage home, but it's a frame structure, which is, I guess, quote unquote traditional frame siding. $750, 4-bedroom. A lot of 4-bedroom, 2 baths. Over on Superior, very close by, a little just west of the school. On Superior is the real estate. Check it out. Of Chicago, still Chicago though, Morgan Park Academy, number 5. And here the tuition has kind of a minimum maximum range, so it's very important that you look at the website to get more information. They've got wide ranges here. I see at the top end, $25K. Morgan, the great thing about here, if you thought about living out, we're on the south side, in the Beverly Morgan Park neighborhoods, you can see here this beautiful Cape Cod property on Campbell, $425,000. So you'll notice a really wide range. So if you have flexibility, and I've mentioned it in a lot of my real estate related videos, flexibility is key in this market for you to get a really, really good, attractive value investment. Not to say that $1 million property isn't a good investment, because, you know, relating home values in schools, right? You want your child to stay for multiple years. You plan on living in the home for multiple years. So they're both investments, but of course it's just perspectives. So that's just a great price on campus. Ignatius, so the first Catholic school, at least Catholic that I'm aware of, is number 6. And it is west of the South Loop area. This one happens to be on Roosevelt. They have, this is high school only, 9 through 12. The first 5 that I gave there were, had a K element, kindergarten, pre-K, and some elementary. So this is 9 through 12 on 1076 Roosevelt. You can see here's the link. Of course, every one of these I have, and for whatever reason you don't see the website, of course, comment below. I'm happy to give you the school website. And the real estate I wanted to highlight here is, well, this is gorgeous, $1.8 million. It's actually under contract, if you can believe it, on Prairie in the historic district here of South Loop. Beautiful mansion, probably 100 years old, and we've got plenty of those. So if you want character, again, I can find you one. You can comment below, but here's a particular example. But this is St. Ignatius number 6 on the list. Important parent or parents, right? There is financial aid, of course, aid-based, it's need-based, there is applications. So while this isn't overwhelming, just like if you were looking for your child to go to college, there is, of course, financial aid available. I'm just giving you the tuition so you're obviously informed, and of course you need to reach out to the school for more information, but remember that. So if it's really, this is really, really important, right, to be serious for a second, you just because you may not have the financial wherewithal, do not think that if your child has that aptitude, definitely reach out to that school of your choice as I'm going through this. Frances, that's how you pronounce. School on Wilson. It is a foreign language centric school, international school. It makes out lucky number 7 on our list here. And it's important to note here that this particular school has a base tuition of $25K, and they actually offer a freeze after 7 years if your child is in high school. Here I see this screenshot. Take a look at their website to learn a little bit more about the school, their programs, and it is located there on the farther north side. On Wilson is where the school is at, and the corresponding real estate that I'm going to highlight here at 4500 block of Ashland, not that far away, is a gorgeous Queen Anne. I've said this many, many times. There is diversity in housing stock in Chicago that people are just simply not aware of. There's just so many Cape Cod, Queen Anne, bungalows, your traditional McMansions. There's just so much diversity of housing stock. Look at this beautiful, gorgeous home, $1 million, yes, $1 million. You're gonna see a theme, as I mentioned. This here is Liche, Frances. Francis Parker School makes number 8 on, again, niche.com. This is not my personal rankings. This is niche.com, a third-party site of the top 10 private schools in Chicago. It is in the Lincoln Park neighborhood, and a couple of the stats here, as you can see, they have a pretty good ratio of teacher to student, state-of-the-art athletic field. Tuition goes, and remember there's fees here, folks. It's not just tuition. There's always that fees, that small print, 37 up through 42K a year for tuition with fees. Francis, if you go on Facebook, I imagine type in Parker Parents or Francis Parker Parents. If that doesn't help, there is a Lincoln Park, Lincoln View neighborhood, actually I belong to, where you can simply join that group and say, hey parents, is there any local Facebook groups? I'm a prospective, I have a child that may be attending your school. Can you let me know? And they'll be happy to help you there. But this is the Francis Parker School, and as far as real estate, you're seeing a trend here, right? $1 million, million plus, 1.425 on Belden. I mean, there's some gorgeous vintage homes. If you're looking more for character, not necessarily new construction, there's some beautiful, gorgeous vintage homes in Lincoln Park. This is where Francis Parker School is located. It is a more mature neighborhood, established neighborhood. 1.425 here. You can see some pictures. So let's go on to number 7. Number 9 is the British School of South Loop. There are a couple locations. This one's in South Loop on 9th Street. And it's really interesting. If you go to their website, you see here, I strongly recommend, I'm going to be mentioning it throughout the video, is attend the open house. You have nothing to lose, right? If you have that ability, of course. If you're relocating here, then you should try to maybe plan your relocation. If I'm hopefully have the privilege of showing you properties, make sure you schedule the open house around the properties. But go ahead and attend the open house. As far as tuition, it's that kind of sliding scale. It is PK, pre-K, and then K through 12th grade, and it increases year over year. You see these tuitions, wow, was more than my Loyola education, my college education, but you can see the tuition prices here. And as far as housing, there isn't a lot of single family homes. This is in the South Loop, basically the South Loop neighborhood of Chicago on the near south side. And this, I found this one, and I'm gonna probably highlight it one more time, 1242 South State. It is $1 million single family home, but there's plenty of condos. It's mainly condo centric. So again, comment below, and I'm happy to provide you some information if you want some median pricing, or if you have a particular property, feel free to comment below, right down below, and I'll help you out. But this is the British School of South Loop. I'll go. Now, when I went to the site, they required information to be filled out. I'm not going to fill out the information. I don't have any kids that I know of that are looking at private schools, so that's something that I recommend. Fill out the information and get some, at least attend the open house. So Latin School made number 10. If you're curious now, I'm going to be having real estate, some real estate within the proximity. It's important to note, unlike public schools, and if you want to know anything about public schools, I give you all the public options. If you go right up here, I did a video on that. There is neighborhood schools that require you to live in the boundaries. I'm just giving this more as kind of just like an FYI in case you want to and you want to have that proximity to the school. So this particular property is 1728 Wells. As you can see, it's not pennies here. $1.19 million. Old Town is a very, very popular historic neighborhood on the near north side. This is a single family home, and if you're curious about condos, I'm going to be primarily giving you single family pricing. And again, it's just a simple example. If you're looking for median pricing, etc., of course, create an account, livinginchicago.net. Or you can simply comment below. I'm curious about condos, some examples I'm happy to provide you. So yes, 1.19 million, 16,000 in taxes. It is a very, very pricey neighborhood. But again, you don't have to live there. This is private school number 10, Latin School of Chicago. Drum roll, folks. Number one, and probably goes without saying. I mean, with the backdrop of University of Chicago and their support, the lab schools at the University of Chicago, and it's important to note, parents, you don't have to be affiliated with University of Chicago. I've got the FAQs here for you to take a look at. It made number one, and I'm going to reiterate, right? This is number one through this third-party niche.com, so you have to do your due diligence. And talk to other parents, go to open houses, right? Go on community groups. But this made the number one list in University of Chicago area. And as far as real estate, if you'd like to live in or in around there on Dorchester here, here's one 980, roughly 85,000. It does not have parking. Actually, these owners rented parking for this particular home, but there is of course homes just like in every other neighborhood of a typically detached, separate from the home, garage parking included. GCE Lab School. Remember, folks, we've got one more school. GCE Lab School. It is in the Loop on Washington. It is high school only, 9 through 12. You can see here the tuition. Cost of tuition plus fees, and the property which actually happened to have been canceled. Columbus, 222 Columbus is very popular. There's gonna be a lot of high-rise living around if you decide to enroll your child into this school. It's the high-rise life, and so this one with a 1,500, almost 1,600 assessment. This happened to cancel. You can see the gorgeous photos here. There's plenty of high rises around there. So, of course, if you have any questions, you can comment below. So this concludes. Are these the top 10 private schools in Chicago? I am Anant Dioris. As always, check out another video. Subscribe to my channel, like it, share it. Any questions at all, comment below. Have a great day.